Have you been trying to find the inner dance inside of your own masculine and your own feminine energies? That's what this whole twin flame journey is about. That mirrored reflection of who we are, and what shows up in our life is helping us find balance in the inner polarities that we have so that we can learn how to navigate that dance and harmonize with our highest match, our twin flame. So I want to invite you today to join me on my own transformational journey of finding that balance in my own masculine and feminine energies as I kind of trek out into an eclectic area and looking for something very specific and very feminine to bring balance to myself for a photo shoot I have coming up. And I'm going to share with you today 7 tips that I've been using to find the inner dance. And so let's go. So one of the first things that's going to be so important in this journey of coming into the balance of your masculine and feminine energies is recognizing each polarity, each masculine feminine side has its own way to navigate, right? So as our masculine side wants to sometimes takes charge, take power, and our feminine side wants to be loved and nurtured. And so when we can acknowledge those parts of ourselves that we have not honored, that is wanting to be heard, wanting to be understood, wanting to be acknowledged, then that really sets us up to be looking in the inside of us for the introspection of what it is and how we need to navigate every experience from determining if it's our masculine side or our feminine side that need acknowledged. So really take some time for introspection, determine which side of you is wanting to be heard or acknowledged over the other side. And both sides may need to come into be seen, but it's making sure to recognize both parts and honoring both parts of yourself. So if we're going to recognize our masculine and feminine energies, we need to understand those qualities of what they each represent a little deeper, right? So to give you an example of this, as I go into this photo shoot, I got this download from Aphrodite, and all I kept hearing is for the love of books. And one of the things in this is about me coming out to a higher version of my ability to help people at a higher level of what my ultimate goal and purpose is, and that is being an author. That is being very expressive. That is bringing and being very creative, right? Which is the creativity of our feminine aspects. And there's 2 ways to do the creativity. One side is coming from that feminine side that needs to say, for instance, I had a vision of what the logo looked like, about what I was to wear, very vintage, and I'm talking like pearls and feathers, okay? That is not my normal self or my masculine side. Whenever I started the writing program I had done years ago, it was Harmony Lighthouse Publishing, and it was a lighthouse, which is still beautiful and still part of probably the company I created with it. But now I'm coming up with a program that is for my feminine side. I'm creating for my feminine side, and they actually kind of look like they're in contrast. And I talked to my own coach about that because I'm like, this doesn't even match. But it's the polarity of both sides of me, and that it's okay that, things aren't always uniform because it can come from 2 sides of who we are. So when, that being the case, with our feminine side, for instance, wanting to come into more like for instance, me, like wearing more flowy, flexible, dresses, lipstick that you see, and to express myself in this new, vulnerable, feminine, soft way. But the action it takes to do that, the structure it takes to do that, is still coming from a masculine perspective. The masculinity still has to show up and take intentional, inspired action to get those things into form. So when it comes to, honoring these both sides and listening to your intuition and knowing that when you come into the full unity of yourself, both of those are going to take place. one might override the other. You might even have the same scenario happening with two different people. And from one side of that, you have to act from your feminine, and one side you have to act from your masculine. And so when I was coming into this like last year, I was like, oh, this was a little bipolar. But if you know what I'm talking about and you're embracing those qualities in yourself and you're learning to navigate it in new ways than what you've been used to, let me know in the comments below. So I made it to Wonderland. Wonderland is a place I'm going to go in to do some vintage shopping for this feminine dress that, well, actually I'm looking for some pearls and some other things. I got some things. So a third main thing you really need to do is observe and reflect the energy itself. Because keeping in mind that when we're talking about the masculine and feminine within, we're talking about an energy. And that's also with the twin flame or everything around us. So if you're going to acknowledge these energies and you're going to dive deeper into the introspective of what those energies look like within yourself, then you need to reflect on the inner energy as an energy of yourself so that you can bring that energy into a neutrality and think about it as there's always going to be polarity. That's the contrast of a masculine and feminine energy. They're in complete opposite. So when you have something show up that's opposite of maybe what you see, think, feel, know that it's a part of activation that's awakening a side of your other side of your own energy in order to bring to balance the energy within. So what that's going to call for is some self-reflection for you to pay attention to what it feels like, but also like how your thoughts are coming up. What is coming up in your thoughts? What is coming up in your awarenesses? What is coming up in the feelings that you have, and determining where those are coming from within these sides of you that are out of balance and that you're needing to bring balance to. Because again, it's bringing the balance. And then if you can determine if that energy is coming from, say, your wounded masculine or your wounded feminine, then you can actually heal from the state of knowing which side it's coming from. And again, honoring both and not rejecting any of your emotions. So my photo shoot is going to be at a library, not this one, but I'm going to go in here and check out this really cool library and just see if it's got anything cool in there that would be worth checking out. So wow, I knew I was going to find something inside of the library. I just kind of felt it. And you know, that book on mirror tricks and the reflections and about being the reflection of the self-delusion. That's really what I'm talking about in this whole idea of these experiences that are creating or I should say the triggers or the situations that are creating the experiences we need to reflect these masculine and feminine energies, so that we can basically dissolve the delusions that we have taken on from prior experiences that are allowing us to revisit them in new ways. So I know me personally, I'm going through these things again and again and again, but each time I go through it, I'm learning something different. I'm learning something new. And I'm also finding I'm having to go through it from my feminine side and my masculine side to actually bring in the ability to integrate with those in my actions from both sides. So hopefully that makes sense to you, but it's pretty deep, but it's very true. So the fourth thing is to create energy awareness. So all these things I've said leading up to this point is helping you become more energetically aware of your body, of your being, of your emotions, of your higher self, of your own truth, of what it is you need to take action on, so that you can then move in the direction of a higher elevated version of yourself that will allow you to heal those wounds that are being triggered through the process of the experiences that are causing your masculine or your feminine to be triggered to begin with. Because that's what's happening. The triggers are coming through the twin flame experience in order to trigger your own polarity so that you can see, feel, to heal what's underneath of that. Now, I've done a few videos on this idea of bringing balance to your masculine and feminine energies. So I'm going to make sure you have a link above and below in the comments so that you can get connected to more very specific things that you can do to harmonize these energies down even through your chakra system that is being triggered through this process so that you can bring balance to not just your masculine and feminine energies, but into your chakra system that will help you vibrate at a higher level to then elevate your vibration in such a way that those karmic patterns are minimized or released so that you are no longer having interference in your operating system that becomes the energetic emotion that is attracting to you new experiences. So putting these things into motion will help you reprogram and repattern those experiences so you're re-attracting new experiences from a higher state or a higher level. So a fifth thing that can really help you is to implement balancing activities. And that means that you intentionally do activities that exercise your masculine and exercise your feminine energies with intention. So I'm going to give you an example of this. So I just had to parallel park here. Now that there was a car there that left as I was getting out, but I basically, it took my masculine energy to parallel park, being I have not done that in a long time. Another thing that I'm doing to exercise the masculine energy is I'm going to scope out the bookstore where I'm going to be doing the photo shoot, or at least confirming in advance that I can. And I got my hair appointment made earlier in the heart of Westport to get my hair done prior. And now I'm just waiting to hear from the photographer, which has not confirmed. I've not confirmed a photographer to do this yet, but I am setting the intention it's going to get done. So that's going to also be me manifesting and me coordinating at a very one specific day that I have to get this done with multiple people's schedules. And I'm just setting the intention it's getting done, but it's taking a little action to do that. So if you think about it, then my feminine energy is the creator, the visionary, the one that, knew that I was to, wear pearls and feathers and things like that. And also did some shopping earlier to get what I needed for that shoot. And now I'm just putting the structure together. So this is an example, but it's a good example as you need to take some intentional action to exercise these energies so that you can bring them into balance. So the sixth way you can put this all together is in your relationships. And that way you can practice with people and experiences with building better relationships through integrating your masculine and feminine energies in motion so that if you learn to dance that dance inside, you're dancing it with other people, whether it's the twin flame or not. So all of this is about integrating those energies to be able to navigate the harmonic dance with other people and have harmonic relationships. So I'm at Prospero's bookstore where I want to do the photo shoot, and there's a reader that does readings up here on this third floor. So I'm about to go up and have a reading done. So I'm super excited about that. So the seventh thing you can do to bring these into balance and be able to have healthy relationships from the inside out is seek guidance if you need assistance with clearing energy blocks, reprogramming the mental aspects of this, healing some of the wounds and the emotions. And that is one reason why Raise and I has put together the Rise with Raise weekly live show that I'll make sure I have a link to above or below so that you can check that out, because on every Sunday, as of right now, we're going to be going live and sharing tips and tricks to help people find the inner balance so they can elevate to their highest, truest self and then attract their highest elevated match. So make sure to check that information out and make sure to get support you need. Follow us through that process. We got the free 5-day challenge going that's going to be super amazing, super something I think that you'll really enjoy. And I'm so excited to be bringing things to you in a new way as I elevate and come into more of my higher version so that I'm able to serve and support on bigger, broader levels to assist you should you need it, even as me coming out behind that desk and sharing more in different ways. So balancing these 7 things, putting those things into action will really help you connect to more of your true potential, step into more of your united energy within, and help you go forward in new, better ways. So I got permission to use the bookstore for my photo shoot. So now I'm just awaiting the photographer to confirm, and super excited to take some action and to bring into form the vision I had from my feminine side and bring and merge that masculine and feminine energy together as I actually make things happen in my reality and actualize it. Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I hope you live fearless, live loved, and live free. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when all my videos and content come live.